Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jey Morales Unbound with co-host tonight, Revelation. How you doing, Revelation?
Good.
Good, good. Tonight, we got a couple of news information, brand new news about Charlie Kirk. And what other news do we have tonight, sir?
Um, we also are touching on some recent news about the Venezuela drug smuggling boat evaporation not controversy but update
Okay,
that is escalating.
sounds good. Sounds good. Well, earlier today I did a quick short. It was just sweet and simple. I'm sorry if I gave wrong information. Had some people comment on my short stating that I'm giving fake news, wrong information. But we'll be fixing that right now. And don't you worry about it. We got all the takes. All the takes currently. All right. So today we need to talk about the tragic event that has shaken the country. Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, was shot while speaking at a Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. He was only 31 years old and he did not survive. No matter where you stand politically, this moment says something about where America is right now, ladies and gentlemen. For those who may not know, Kirk started Turning Point USA when he was still a teenager. He built it into a national movement, focused heavily on college campuses. He was well known for his Prove Me Wrong session, standing on campus, taking questions directly from students, often debating them right on the spot. For many conservatives, especially young ones, he was a rising star and an important voice. For others he was controversial, even disliked. Because of how outspoken he was, either way, he had become a recognizable figure in American politics. And it was a Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, a quiet city just south of Salt Lake City, where this tragedy took place. On Wednesday, today, September 10th, the event was underway outdoors on campus. Students were lined up waiting to ask their questions. Suddenly, a single shot rang out. It wasn't from within the crowd, but from a building about 200 yards away. The bullet struck Kirk in the neck. The scene turned to chaos. Students ran, others dropped for cover, police and medics rushed in. Despite their efforts, Kirk did not survive. The FBI and Orem police are leading the investigation. A person of interest was briefly detained, but later released. As of now, the shooter has not been publicly identified and remains at large. Within hours, the nation responded. Former President Donald Trump called Kurt not why formal? It's not former. Why would that? Why would I mess up that? The current President Donald Trump called Kirk legendary and ordered flags flown to half staff. Leaders from both political parties condemned the shooting, repeating the familiar line that political violence has no place in America. But here's the difficult truth. We keep hearing that phrase after every tragedy, and yet the violence continues. It's not just a talking point anymore, it's becoming a crisis we can't ignore. And the fact that this happened not in Washington, not in New York, but in Orem, Utah, on a college campus, makes it even more unsettling. Kirk's death leaves a real gap in conservative movement, especially with younger voters. But beyond politics, this should make us think about the direction of our society. Utah Valley University is supposed to be a place of learning, of discussion, a stage where ideas are challenged and debated. That's what Kirk was doing there in that moment, answering questions. And yet, instead of debate, someone chose violence. That raises the question: where are we headed in disagreements? Can, uh, can end in gunfire? Like, why doesn't this agreement always have to end in freaking violence? What happens to free speech, to open dialogue, when people are too afraid to stand on a stage or ask a tough question with a response of violence? Kirk lost his life on a university campus in Orem, Utah. While speaking to the students, you don't need to agree with his politics to recognize the weight of that moment. Political violence doesn't just silence one person, it sends a message that fear and bullets can replace conversation and debate. And if we follow that become normal, we lose something far bigger than politics. We lose part of our democracy itself. So, as we reflect on what happened, we should all be asking ourselves in our everyday conversation, are we adding to the division? Are we finding ways to cool it down? Because the more divided we are, the more moments like this become possible. And that's something no side of America can afford. So, America, it's up to you. It's up to you, not Democrats, not Republicans, not Hispanics, not, you know, we're all human beings and we have to do the right thing, you guys. We can't be just thinking that it's okay that somebody was talking and then got shot. Just like the show yesterday when we were talking about the gentleman that shot the two Hispanics. And, you know, where was it again? Do you remember?
What?
The guy that shot the two Hispanics and asked them, Virginia. Virginia. It was in Virginia. The dude that shot the two Hispanics that were driving a box truck, and he stopped them at the gas station and asked them if they had papers, and ended up shooting them anyway. Without even, why are you questioning? Why? There's no need to question that. You know what I mean? If you're there and you're not bothering anybody, what's the problem? Am I right?
Some people just, just do it because they do it.
People just do it because they do it, and that's the facts.
Others have, like in the case of this one, obviously there was a motive. I mean, you don't fucking climb on top of a building and just go, "Oh, oh, look, there's this random person. Oopsie, I pulled the trigger." Nah, homie knew exactly what he was doing. Let's all be honest with this one.
Yep. Oh. Well, on other news, that was short and sweet. America, to end it like this, you need to do the right thing. You just gotta do the right thing. All right, moving to the other news. Go ahead, Revelation.
So, in other news, we have an update on the, absolute fucking utter annihilation of that drug boat. So obviously we know that, there were at least one warship, at least to my knowledge. I don't know if there's any more. Was sent close to the area of Venezuela, Colombia, that area.
Yeah.
Well, we know that 5-6 days ago they flew some of their warplanes over. We warned them, yada yada yada. Basically them saying, "Ooh, look at us, we're strong," blah blah blah. Well, anyways, so like in the previous podcast, there was the whole, we sent an aircraft carrier with Marines into Puerto Rico. Well, anyways, at that point, some planes from that area, from that, carrier,
Yes.
were sent to Guyana because it is a country that shares a border with Venezuela. 2/3 of the country are oil rich. Venezuela, that's how it got extremely wealthy, is through oil. They no longer have any oil.
Yep.
So if they get a hold of that oil, they could, any number of bad things could happen. They could buy more stuff for their military. They could fund, any number of things. So we met with I want to say it was either their prime minister or whatever. I think it was something in the embassy. And so we basically told them, hey, we have your back, yada yada, political bullshit. And as we did that, two of the planes flew overhead, as a show of force, saying, "Hey, by the way, these are always going to be here in case Venezuela decides to, fuck around. They're going to find out." So I want to say like 4 or 5 of them are always on standby and literally can be there within like 10 minutes. I don't want to say if I know the timing correctly. So yeah, that is the current update on that as of like I want to say today
Okay. Okay.
or yesterday if this video is being
Yeah.
podcasted.
Yeah. This is live. This is completely live.
Oh well then,
Today's
well
September
then,
10th, Wednesday, September 10th.
well then, yeah, as of today.
Well, we got other breaking news here.
Oh, what is the breaking
We
news?
got a live update. The manhunt continues for killer of Charlie Kirk, charismatic right-wing activist. All right, we're gonna go with the right, with the left, the liberal, the non-liberal. It's not me. It's whoever posts this.
Speaking of which, that reminds me of something.
Go ahead.
Uh, so, uh, tons of celebrities are paying millions of dollars to cities to have that one Ukrainian refugee chick that was murdered, to have them paint giant murals of her all over like their cities.
Wow. I mean, that's gonna be strong. Did you see her face? How she looked? How she actually
Yeah,
looks? It's gonna be a strong
yeah.
picture when they do it.
Like they want to have her like they asked for her family to have her one of her most recent pictures, and they submitted that and said, "Hey, paint this picture all like on your most prominent building, or if you have a digital screen, put that on your digital screen." Like Elon Musk donated $1 million, Pitbull donated $1 million, somebody else donated 500K,
That's a lot of
and
money.
many other celebrities have posted money to it that haven't been named yet.
Did you see? I'm trying to find my tab here. I can't find it. Give me a sec. Did you see that? Where is it? It was just something that we were just seeing. Where is it? Oh, I messed up already. I closed it. Man. Well, let's continue on the same topic. So that was for the Ukrainian girl, right?
Yes, yes.
I don't know where it went. Just had it here. Production issues with Jey Morales. Ah, now here it is. Sorry, it's not about the Ukrainian. It's just continuance of Charlie Kirk in the live update right now. Here's what we know. The authorities in Utah were still searching Wednesday night for the person who killed Charlie Kirk, the charismatic founder of the nation's preeminent right-wing youth activist group, after questioning and releasing two people. Hours after Mr. Kirk, a close ally of Mr. President, was shot while speaking on Utah College campus in the state's Republican Governor Spencer Cox, and Mr. Trump described as an assassination. No suspects were in custody. Okay, well, that was just now. Let's see if there's anything else. Of course, Donald Trump says radical left rhetoric contributed to Charlie Kirk's death. I don't think that has to do with anything political. I think that okay, I'm gonna go right in, and nobody's gonna like what I'm gonna say. Yes, everybody has an opinion, right? Everybody has their own opinion of things, but there's gonna be people out there, just like when we do this podcast thing, okay? There's gonna be people out there that's not gonna like how I talk. There's not gonna be people out there that's gonna like how I look in my background, you know. But there's people that can go to links where they will, they if when you give your own opinion to something, yeah, they're gonna disagree or they're gonna kill you. Am I wrong? Revelations?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with everyone having, differing opinions. Just like I said, you can have your own, religion, opinion, whatever, and I'll gladly accept it. Just don't try and force it down my throat. Like I'll have discussions with you, everything. Just don't try and force it down my throat. That's apparently what people don't understand nowadays. You're trying to force stuff down people's throats, and that's why they're getting angry.
Correct. Correct. And also, there were warnings. According to outlets, there were warnings that told them, hey, don't do it. We're not in the right time. And this and that and the third. And he still went ahead and did it anyway. You know? Not, I don't have a problem that he went and did it anyway, but that's good. At the same time, that's good. Let's not think about that he got shot. Good. Because you can't be afraid of what's out there. You know what I mean? That's why he was there to debate, get these kids, knowledgeable on their responses that they might have not known, Simple things like that. But getting shot for it?
Yeah, no. And like I said earlier,
I thought he was
it,
31. It says here he was born in 1993. He must be about to turn 32 at some point in the next few months.
yeah, probably. And like I said earlier before this began, you know, you could argue, oh, well, maybe it was somebody who, you know, heard that he was in the area and was like, oh, I don't like him. I'm gonna, go in there and shoot him. Or was in the crowd and had a weapon and was like, oh, well, you know, like I've planned this. I'm gonna shoot him now. You could argue that, but no, you're on a building, high powered rifle, 200 yards away. Homie, you straight planned that.
Right now, we're going to show a video of Donald Trump's response. Here, give me a second. All right, here we go. President Trump released a 4-minute video this evening addressing Charlie Kirk's death sitting in the Oval Office. Trump called the killing as an assassination and remembered Kirk as a patriot who devoted his life to open debate in the country he loved so much. I am filled with grief and the anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk. All right, let me see if I can get this going so you guys can watch it. Let's see here. All right. How's it look? Good? All right. Let's go dive right in it. One moment. Oh. I got to make sure it looks good over here. Nope. We don't want that there. I'm professional.
I'm afraid to even ask.
It's okay. We'll do it now. We're doing live. Remember, this is unfiltered, unscripted. We continue along. Here we go. Putting on the video now. Did you hear that?
No.
You'll hear it later. But yeah, it's the same thing that I said of what he said. But yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, yeah, and he's not the only, political figure, that said something. I know I saw a tweet. Obama came out and said something too, in support of it.
Yeah,
like,
I got you. I got you. On Charlie Kirk. I got you.
I can't even open up my Twitter without it. Just
Twitter
there's
has
tons
it
of
right
mentions.
Here. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Twitter's the one I'm gonna use. Let's just blow it up a little bit. I'm not gonna log in, so sorry about this, guys. All right, here we go. This is what Barack Obama said. We don't know yet what motivated the persons who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially his wife Erica and their 2 young children. Crazy. I still think this is the most, man, I gotta be careful what I say here. But if you haven't watched that disturbing video, those people, whoever, I say people, right? Because we live in a world of conspiracy. Am I right, Revelation? We live in a world of conspiracy.
We just live in a weird world.
But I believe that they got him there for a reason. The area that he got hit. Because, they had to silence him. You get me? It could have been anywhere else, in his chest, in his ear. You get me what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this?
Oh man, it's
Takes us
Uh,
back to Donald Trump's attempt assassination in Butler,
I
PA.
just find I just find assassinations weird. Like, I, I don't know.
Well, let's change the news now. I would like to say this last thing about Charlie Kirk until tomorrow when we have more, you know, more information about this manhunt, and hopefully they capture this man and get some justice. And also another killing where, like you and I just talked about. This is the second killing in 2 weeks. The Ukrainian lady, now Charlie Kirk. It's insane. I believe that they should bring back the death penalty and just do it. Pay the way correctly. Show the lessons that need to be learned. Am I right?
Easily, just take them out back and just.
Hey, we gotta talk to you.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Straight up.
Oh no, I meant like boom. Either that or let Woody the wood chipper have some friends.
In your face. Did you hear that?
Yee.
Jesus. Anyway. Another news. Where are you? All right. In other news. This is international news. An Australian woman was given sentence in mushroom murder case. Erin Patterson was found guilty of murdering 3 of her husband's relatives and trying to kill a fourth by serving them deadly mushrooms. My goodness. On September 7, 2025, when this article came out, let's see here. A woman in Australia was sentenced on Monday to life imprisonment for murdering 3 of her husband's relatives and trying to murder a fourth by serving them beef Wellington laced with poisonous mushrooms. The woman, Erin Patterson, 50, was convicted of the crimes in July after 2 months of trial that captivated the nation. She will not be eligible for parole for more than 3 decades. Prosecutors said that she had meticulously planned the poisonings, misled the authorities, and attempted to conceal evidence. They argue that the crimes were so horrific that she deserved the highest possible sentence and should not be eligible for parole. In his sentencing remarks, Justice Christopher Beale of the Supreme Court of Victoria said that Ms. Patterson's offenses involved substantial premeditated and were followed by an elaborate cover-up of her guilt. Addressing Ms. Patterson, he said, "Your failure to exhibit any remorse poured sadly into of the victim's wounds." At the center of the case was a launch that Ms. Patterson hosted more than 2 years ago at her home, Leongatha, a rural town, the state of Victoria. Oh. She had invited Simon Patterson, her estranged husband, but he declined. In attendance were his parents, Gail and Don Patterson, along with Gail's sister, Heather Wilkinson, and her husband, Ian Wilkinson. Miss Patterson served individual beef Wellington, which she had cooked herself. Within a week, three of her guests were dead, with system indicative of poisoning by death cap mushrooms. The only survivor was Mr. Wilkinson, who fell critically ill but survived. He was one of more than 50 witnesses who took the stand during the trial, telling jurors that Miss Patterson's plate had been a different color since from the ones her guests had used. Other witnesses said that Miss Patterson had discarded a dehydrator, which investigators later found traces of the poisonous mushrooms, and had lied to the authorities about doing so. Excuse me, real quick. 3 months after the lunch, Miss Patterson was charged with murder and attempted murder. She testified at length at the trial, saying the deaths had been the result of a tragic accident. She said she might have inadvertently mixed dried forage mushrooms with store-bought ones, not realizing that the forage ones were deadly. She tried to lie. To explain why she had not gotten sick after eating the beef Wellington herself, Miss Patterson said that she had been binge eaten cake after the lunch and then vomited. She said that she had disposed of and lied about the dehydrator in a panic after her relatives fell ill. The lead prosecutor, Nanette Rogers, did not specify motive for crimes, although she had presented evidence of some tension between Miss Patterson and her husband over the child and support other matters. But Miss Patterson's guilt was clear in the layers of her deception. Miss Rogers said Miss Patterson had invented a cancer diagnosis as a reason of hosting the lunch, fake symptoms to make it seem that she had also eaten poisonous mushrooms and worked hard to cover her tracks later, Miss Rogers said. All right. The contrast between the banality of the lunch and its lethal outcome seemed to generate more public fascination than any other Australian murder trial in recent memory. Multiple podcasts about the case have been produced. News outlets describe every development in detail. Helen Garner, one of Australia's more celebrated writers, is co-authoring a book about the case. Holy crap, we're gonna see another murder movie. Hell yeah. In a nod to the public intense interest in the case, the Supreme Court of Victoria, which is in Melbourne, allowed television stations to broadcast the sentencing live, a rarity in Australia, where publishing photos or videos of the proceedings is generally prohibited. And that was it. Miss Patterson, it's gonna find out real quick in prison, unless she cooks somebody some mushrooms herself. What do you think, Revelation?
I just did putting mushrooms in a food to kill your yeah. Um that's a doozy.
That one's a doozy. That one's a doozy.
I mean, I guess that it would hide better than just stabbing somebody. Like, it'd be like, oh well, oops, I went, I pick mushrooms and other vegetables, and I didn't know these ones were poisonous when it's like, well, if you pick fucking mushrooms, like, no, I don't, that wouldn't hold up in court. So it's like, you, it's like, so it's like, I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. Like, she knew she wouldn't get away with it. Like, what? I don't know where she was going with the whole thought process, other than, Yeah, I'll just fucking throw some mushrooms in the most time-consuming way fucking possible, and make this delicious ass meal, and oopsie daisy, he'd die. What the fuck? Makes no sense.
Makes absolutely no sense. All right. Anything else we should cover today? Anything?
Not that I can think of.
Let's see. Um, let's see. Ah, that's right. This is what we need now. Man, I don't want to be quiet because this is not good when it's quiet. Let's see.
Well, what is?
Okay. Talk about the Halo thing real quick. Besides news.
Oh,
Besides news.
oh yeah.
On Gaming
So
World back in the day, go ahead.
yeah, so back in the day of ye old Halo 2 times, for all ye old gamers, like myself, uh, Microsoft had released, shout out to Microsoft by the way, had released a condom for, well, condoms. They made more than one. Surprising, yes. I thought it was just a limited time promotional thing that somebody would win. Thank God it wasn't just a thing, giveaway. People could go out and buy this while you would, I wouldn't know. You had to apparently buy it off of their store. Yes, early days of internet, you had to go and buy it off of Microsoft's store. And it was Halo 2 condoms. Big old Master Chief covered Halo 2 box and everything. When you opened up the condom box, it was the silver, generic ass like condom thing, and it just said Halo 2 on it with the little like ring on it, and that was the condom. Yeah. But you had to go on their Microsoft website to buy them. At least to my knowledge. I don't know if you get them in the store.
Well, if this lets me show this picture without showing that ad, that'll be great. Alright, so this is what it looked like. I'm going to screen share it so everybody knows what we're talking about. This is what that looked like, you guys. This is what you would order. And this is how the silver condom would come. So if any of you have this still with you, please leave a comment down in this video. So
or if you've used it.
Or if you used it. What else? Unless you gave it to a friend, or if your uncle gave you this or something. Any stories that you got will be great.
Or if you gave a woman back their bomb.
Something. But yeah, there's that. All right. Guess what? Another breaking news as of 10:30 tonight. I found another one.
Breaking news. That's a little late, don't you think?
Yeah, right? It never ends. Breaking news never ends around here. Never ends. Another news. Authorities say a student is dead after shooting two peers and then himself. Colorado at a Colorado high school. Three teens have been hospitalized in critical condition after shooting at a suburban Denver high school, authorities said Wednesday. And as of updated at 10:08 p.m. tonight, September 10th, Denver AP, a student shot two peers Wednesday at a suburban Denver high school before shooting himself and later dying, authorities said. The handgun shooting was reported around 12:30 p.m. at Evergreen High School in Evergreen, Colorado, about 30 miles west of Denver in the Rocky Mountains foothills. Shots were fired both inside and outside of the high school building. And law enforcement who responded found the shooter within 5 minutes of arriving. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Jackie Kelly said none of the law enforcement officers who responded to the shooting fired any shots, Kelly said. More than 100 officers from the surrounding area rushed to the school to try to help, Kelly said. A 1999 school shooting at Jeffrey County's Columbine High School killed 14 people, including a woman who died earlier this year of complications from her injuries in that shooting. The teens were originally listed in critical condition. St. Anthony Hospital CEO Kevin Cullinan said their ages were not released. By early evening, one teen was in stable condition with what Dr. Brian Blackwood, the hospital trauma director, described as a non-life-threatening injury. He declined provide more details. The high school, with more than 900 students, is largely surrounded by forest and it is about a mile from the center of Evergreen, which has population of 9,300 people. That's a small community. After the shooting, parents gathered outside a nearby elementary school waiting to reunite with their children. Wendy Newman said her 15-year-old daughter, a sophomore at Evergreen High School, didn't answer her phone right away after the shooting. The Denver Post reported when her... My goodness, sorry about that. Where is it? The Denver Post reported when her daughter finally called back, it was from a borrowed phone. She said she was okay. She couldn't hardly speak. Newman said, holding back tears, she gathered that her daughter ran from the school. It's super scary, she said. We feel like we live in a little bubble here. It's obviously no one is immune. 18 students who fled from the shooting took shelter at a home just down the road after an initial group of them pounding on the door asking for help. Resident Don Saigan told Denver KUSA TV one student said he heard a gunshot while in the school's cafeteria and ran out of the school, Saigan said. Saigan, a retired educator familiar with lockdown trainings to prepare for possible shootings, said he took down the names of all the students and the name of the parents who later arrived there to pick them up. His wife, a retired nurse, was able to calm the teens down and treat them for shock, he said. And, quote, I hope they feel like they ran to the right house. Crazy stuff happening, man. Shootings everywhere. I mean, Charlie Kirk, Colorado high school shooting.
Then you have the stabbing from, 2-3 days ago?
Yeah, like, it's been
Yeah, the
death after
Septembers
death
get
after
wild.
death. They said
Yeah,
summer's
September's
over,
getting
we're just
wild.
going to kill everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Other news. Musk loses crown at the world's richest person to Larry Ellison and then snatches his back. Ooh. The battle among billionaires for bragging rights at the world's richest person got heated Wednesday with the surprising surge of an old contender, Larry Ellison. In a stunning few minutes after market open, stock in Ellison's Oracle Corp rocketed more than a third, enough for him to temporarily wrest the title from its long-time holder, Elon Musk, and hand it to the software giant co-founder. But the restock market Oh my God, sorry. But the stock market is fickle, and Musk was back on top by the end of the day. At last, according to Bloomberg, as Oracle gave it up a bit of its earlier gains. For those keeping score, the difference now is a billion. Which isn't much given to the size of the figure. Musk 384.2 billion versus 383.2 billion for Ellison. The dueling fortunes so big each and could fund the lifestyle of 5 million typical American families for a year. About the entire population of Florida, allowing them to all quit their jobs. Or they could just tell all the south of Africa to take a vacation for a year and produce nothing based on its gross domestic product.
Listen, I'd be happy with $5 million.
Yeah, 5 million is enough. Pay what
I
you gotta
normally I
pay,
would
and
say a Normally I would say $1 million, but the way the economy is going, I'll take 5 million. Invest $1 million, live off the 4 million.
send me the money. Send me the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, where was I? Domestic product. The brief switch in the ranking came after a blockbuster earning report from Oracle, powered by multi-billion-dollar orders from customers at the artificial intelligence race heats up. Um, Everybody knows that he was a billionaire 4 years ago. But yeah, that's the news on that. That at the end of the day, the dude named Oracle was on top, and who won at the end? Mr. Musk.
Oh, that he did.
Huh. Wait, why is this not working? There we go. Let's see, what else do we got real quick to end the night right? Let's see. What else we were going to talk about? No update from. See, but we don't have the tech guy here tonight. Oh, look at this. Huh. Updated on that Nepal thing. Nepal's army tries to restore order as protesters seek former chief justice as interim leader. I thought they were doing something about internet.
Mm.
Remember we talked about it? I thought they were like having issues with the internet or something like that.
I can check real fast.
Ah.
Good news, everyone!
Oh yeah, yeah. They're now protesting about the censorship.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's what they're protesting about. Because yesterday that's what they suppressed the social media, and
Ah,
then
yep.
as of 13 hours ago, from Time Magazine, they started protesting.
Yep, I see this. Yep. Soldiers in Nepal capital ordered people to stay home Wednesday after the military came out in force uh, overnight to halt 2 days of deadly unrest that prompted the government to collapse as protesters set buildings on fire. Representative of the protesters met with military officials at the army headquarters in Kathmandu to discuss a traditional leader, with some of them pushing for Sushila Karki, a popular former Chief Justice. The demonstrators, by thousands of protesters, were sparked Monday by a short lived government ban on social media, drawing police crackdown in which officers opened fire. The protests escalated Tuesday with attacks on government buildings. The overall death toll in the violence has reached to 25. The health ministry said Wednesday with 633 people injured. The protests prompted Prime Minister Kaga Prasad Ali to resign Tuesday, and the country's ceremonial president Ramchandra Paudel asked him to lead transitional government until a new one can be put in place. But Ali fled from his official residence, and his whereabouts were not clear. Um, a representative of the protesters said his group has proposed to military leaders that Karki head an interim government. Karki, the only woman to serve as Chief Justice of Nepal Supreme Court, was a popular figure when she served in the post in 2016 and 2017. However, other protesters from among the crowd who had gathered outside the army headquarters opposed to the choice of Karki. Armed troops guarded the main areas of Kathmandu, restoring some order after the violence and chaos of the previous days. Soldiers checked vehicles and people and told the residents to stay in their homes. The military is rarely mobilized in Nepal, and soldiers initially stayed in their barracks and as police failed to control the protesters, and the situation spun out of control. Late Tuesday, the security forces started to mobilize, saying that they were committed to preserve the law and order. On Wednesday, soldiers quelled a jailbreak in the heart of Kathmandu. Inmates at the main jail had overpowered guards, set fire to buildings, and tried to escape. Soldiers fired into the air, apprehended the escaping inmates, and transferred them to the other jails. No injuries were reported. Man, this looks bad. There's so much pictures here. Demonstrators dubbed the protests of Gen Z began after the government blocked social media platforms, including Facebook, X, and YouTube, saying those companies had failed to register and submit government oversight. Sorry about that. The social media ban was lifted on Tuesday, but the protests kept continuing, fueled by rage over 19th of protesters blamed on police, and despite government vows to investigate the death. The protest spiraled to reflect broader discontent. Many young people are angry that the children of political leaders, so-called Nepo kids, seem to enjoy luxury lifestyles and numerous advantages, while most youth struggle to find work. With youth unemployment running at about 20% last year, according to the World Bank, the government estimates that more than 2,000 young people leave the country every day to seek work in the Middle East or Southeast Asia. Videos shared on social media show protesters beating up Nepali Congress Party leader Sher Bahadur Delba and his wife Arsu Rana Delba. The current foreign minister both appear to be bleeding, while one video shows the party leader being helped to safety, and the party is the country's largest and is part of the governing coalition. Protesters also set fires at the Parliament building, Presidential House, Essential Secretariat House, in the offices of the Prime Minister and the key ministries and the Prime Minister official residence. Smoke was still rising from those buildings on Wednesday. The building of Kantupur Publication, Nepal's biggest media outlet, also was torched and damaged. Car showrooms were also torched and burned out. Vehicles dotted the streets. Man, that's a lot of crazy stuff happening, man. Government seeking to regulate social media. The violence unfolded as Nepal government pursues as a broader attempt to regulate social media with a bill aimed to ensuring the platforms are properly managed, responsible, and accountable. The proposal has been widely criticized as a tool for censorship, and is for punishing government's opponents who voice their protests online. Man, that sucks. The bill would require companies to appoint a liaison office or appoint a point of contact in the country. Right groups have called it an attempt by the government to curb freedom of expression and fundamental rights. The registration requirement applied to about 2 dozen social network widely used in Nepal. Those that didn't comply were blocked last week through TikTok, Viber, and 3 other platforms that registered were not operating without interruption. Oh, that were registered operating without interruption. Alrighty. And that's the recent news on Nepal. They got the ban uplifted, but now, because of all this fighting, now they're screwed because now they're gonna regulate the shit out of that, and they won't be able to protest, not even online.
Man, you don't hear anything from Nepal. Like that's insane. That's like the first thing that you've ever heard out of Nepal in like years.
Yep.
At least to my knowledge, it is anyway.
Let's see. What else do we got? What else do we have?
I don't really think we have anything else. I think we covered pretty much what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was it. Let's see. Is there anything for today here? No. Okay.
Yeah.
I know where to go. I know where to go. Give me a second.
And that is
The Council of Foreign Relations. Nah, it's okay.
the hell's that?
We'll leave that for some other time. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got. Oh yeah, yeah. Real quick. Tomorrow is a very, very, very big day. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow hits 24 years of 9/11.
Good lord.
24 years.
That is insane.
Yep. Yep. The legacy
Making me
of
feel
the,
old.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll never forget. The legacy of the 9/11 attacks, terror threats have multiplied. The United States responded to the 9/11 terrorist attack with military focus campaigns that ended regimes in Afghanistan and Iraq, but it failed to pursue long-term policies to counter radicalization. Ooh, this one's really long. Holy crap. We're going to focus on this one tomorrow because tomorrow is a big day for it, right? I know that overnight, every time for the last 24 years, or at least the 20 years I've been living in the United States, I always see it on CNN. They run it in the middle of the night. Everything that happened, all the live footage of 9/11. I don't know if you ever seen it before, but it always starts like about
It was
2 o'clock in
crazy.
the morning or something like that. Where they show all the videos of what happened. It's really long. I used to watch it on live television all the time. Now, I don't have live television anymore, so it's going to be hard to find it. But tomorrow will be a good day to watch any 9/11 movie. Also, make sure to leave your respect with anybody who has, survived or passed away, or if anybody that you knew that ended up having health issues because of it, because of all the smoke and asbestos and all that jazz. This one's a good one tomorrow. This one's a good one for tomorrow, for sure.
Oh yeah, it will be.
All right, let's see where we're at. Perfect, an hour. That's all we needed.
And
That's
before
all
we
we
go, the quote of the day is boats. Do not fly planes over them, or else you may or may not remove your dino nuggies from existence.
I thought you already did a boat
That is all,
yesterday.
ladies and gentlemen.
I thought you did a boat yesterday.
Boats can, but not dino nuggies. Dino nuggies can always be there. Dino nuggies are life.
The Dino Nuggies, ladies and gentlemen. The Dino Nuggies. That will be in a short tonight. Revelation. That'll be in the short tonight. Second vote.
Boats and dino nuggies. Dino nuggies and boats.
Oh man. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say we don't just report news. We'll pull back the curtain on the stories no one else wants to touch. Truth isn't polite, and neither are we. All right? So you know.
It is.
But all right. Any shout outs or anything, revelations that you would like to give? Anything? Anything at all?
Not really.
Sending my condolences to Charlie Kirk's family, specifically to his wife and his 2 children, and keep your head up. They got mad people backing you on whatever you need, and I know it. Let's see. All right. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I messed up already. It's okay. It's always a process. It's never going to be smooth. You just got to hang in there and do the best that you can. Always remember that. But for now, we're going to leave you with this one. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take it easy. Quick shout out to the Jessa podcast crew. My dad, the drummer, Eddie Weber of the Bucklands, Southern Jamie, Keith, the Bucklands, Logan Crawfish, Deb, everybody and anybody. If I missed your shout out, make sure you leave a comment.